Bad news arrives. Your flight is cancelled. You didn't get the job. The test results are concerning. Can you feel the initial pang without spiraling? Now good news, a windfall, a compliment, an unexpected opportunity. Can you receive it without grasping? Chapter 2, verse 56 defines what Krishna calls Sthita Prajna, the sage of steady wisdom, one whose mind remains undisturbed amid sorrows, who does not crave pleasures, and who is free from attachment, fear, and anger. Such a person is called a sage of steady wisdom. Krishna gives us a checklist of emotional mastery. First, anudvignamana, undisturbed mind in sorrow. Not numb, not suppressing, simply not destabilized. Second, vigata spriha, free from craving in pleasure, enjoying without clutching. Third, vitaraga bhaya krodha, free from attachment, fear, and anger. These three are the mind's prison bars. This isn't about becoming a robot, it's about becoming free. The sthita deer, the person of steady intelligence, still feels everything. They're just not enslaved by what they feel. Look at a mountain. Clouds gather, rain pounds, sun blazes, seasons rotate around it. And the mountain? Unchanged, unmoved. Not because it can't feel, but because its foundation goes deeper than weather. That's what Krishna describes. The sage of steady wisdom isn't someone who doesn't experience life's storms. They're someone whose roots go so deep that no storm can topple them. Your job isn't to prevent sorrow. It's to not let sorrow extinguish your clarity. A letter arrives, difficult news, and yet the hands remain calm on the desk. No panic, no drama, just steady presence. This isn't coldness. It's what Krishna calls anudvignamana, a mind undisturbed by miseries. Most people lose themselves the moment bad news arrives. The sage receives it the way a mountain receives rain. It falls, it passes, the mountain remains. This week, when unexpected news arrives, notice your first reaction. Can you create one breath of space before responding? Imagine walking through a village street. On one side, celebration, garlands, music, laughter. On the other side, mourning, tears, silence, grief. The sage walks centered between both, not insensitive to either, but owned by neither. That's vigata spriha, free from craving. Most of us are pulled toward joy and pushed from sorrow. The sthita prana moves through both, with equal presence. Not because they don't feel, but because their peace doesn't depend on circumstances. Waves crash above, storms rage on the surface, but deep below, an anchor holds firm, chained taut against the chaos. That anchor is your self-knowledge, knowing who you are beyond your circumstances. When identity is rooted in something unchanging, the changing world becomes interesting rather than threatening. Vitaraga, free from attachment, not free from joy, free from dependence. What's your anchor? What holds you steady when life's waves try to pull you from your center? Stand on a vast plain at the magic hour. On one horizon, the sunset, warm, golden, beautiful. On the other, the moonrise, cool, silver, mysterious. Can you gaze at both with equal appreciation, neither craving the warmth nor fearing the darkness? This week, practice the sthita prajna response. When something wonderful happens, receive it with quiet gratitude. When something painful happens, receive it with quiet acceptance. You're not suppressing emotion. You're creating space between stimulus and response. In that space lives the sage, not a person who feels nothing, but a person who isn't controlled by what they feel. That's the sage of steady wisdom. One shloka. Every day. Subscribe for daily wisdom from the Geeta.